Everyone, I have Diraj Basin. I hope I said that correctly. He's
correct.
the senior first officer for the 787 fleet.
Yeah, I'm a Dreamliner pilot here.
Dreamliner planner. And can you explain, I guess, for our members at Air Live, how long have you been flying now for BA or?
Yeah, well, I've been a professional pilot for about 29 years now. For 10 of that, I've been flying with BA. I'm in my 10th year with British Airways.
And how did your career in flying start off?
I started off in the military. I went through some military sponsorships and university training as well. Then joined the RAF full-time with the Air Force flying fighters for 17 years. And since joining British Airways, I was on the Airbus 320 initially, flying as a short-haul first officer, Boeing 777. I've been on the Dreamliner for about 3.5 years now.
And how did you find the Dreamliner as a
great aeroplane?
Yeah.
It's a great aeroplane. Lots of technological advances, both from a piloting point of view, which makes it more efficient, more effective, more safe to fly, but from a passenger comfort and from a passenger service point of view, it's leaps and bounds ahead. Anything from getting a decent night's sleep to getting off the aeroplane feeling ready to work, to the ability for the cabin crew to provide decent meals, decent drink service, and so on. The in-flight entertainment system and so on. And then obviously future growth into internet capabilities as well.
And you can see the window as well. It's amazing light, and obviously it's very nice for the eyes as well. Tell me a day in the life of a pilot, how your day starts to from home to checking in, to getting on a plane, taking it to its destinations, then resting, and so forth.
Yeah, so as a long-haul pilot, and particularly in this aeroplane which does ultra-long-haul routes, typically we're going to fly with 3 or 4 pilots on the longer flights. So really getting into work is a process just like anyone, to be honest. A little bit more shoe polishing and shirt ironing to be done, obviously, and then reporting for work about an hour and a half prior to departure. There's a balance to be struck there, because if we turn up to work too early, we get fatigued. If we turn up too late, then we're rushed. So the balance is about an hour and a half before. Once we get there, there's going to be a lot of briefings to be done, making sure that all our flight planning has been done correctly, making sure the aircraft is good to go, liaising with the cabin crew on aspects primarily of safety, and then also about how we can assist with the service and the customer plan on board the aircraft. Walking out to the aeroplane to arrive at the aeroplane usually about 45 minutes prior to departure. Then very much we're splitting into 2 areas, getting the aeroplane from a flight deck perspective, getting that ready to go. The cabin crew are doing security checks and getting the aircraft ready for the passengers. And we come together with about half an hour to go board the aircraft. We do all our briefings and then push back and get airborne. The process of getting the aeroplane ready to go is extremely complicated. We've got engineering inputs, we've got dispatcher inputs, we've got load and balance inputs, we've got fueling inputs, we've got passenger inputs, we've got loading inputs from a baggage point of view, but also from a cargo point of view, and of course air traffic control to deal with. So once we get going, it actually gets a little bit more peaceful. In the flight, we're primarily focusing on contingency planning at any stage. Typically, if a passenger gets ill, we get some passenger illnesses every now and then. We need to be prepared to render medical assistance, and if needs be, then divert the aeroplane to assist with that passenger in distress. So there's a lot of contingency planning going on, and at the same time, on an ultra long haul, we'll be rotating to keep ourselves rested as well. And we want to make sure that the pilots are all in tip-top shape at the point that the workload starts to go up, which is obviously going to be the descent and landing. An aeroplane like this is so efficient that it's really hard to get it down the hill without the speed running away with you. So to go down and slow down is actually quite a complicated process. To give you an idea, if I'm coming in from over the centre of France, I'm starting my descent into Heathrow roughly overhead Paris. If I do it any further north than that, it's too late, and I have to then start doing other things to manage that energy. So the descent approach landing, obviously a high workload phase of flight. All the pilots that are available on the aircraft will be up and running for those events, and landing it, getting it taxied in and parked, but then also managing the disembarkation process. For us, the flight hasn't finished until all the passengers are delivered effectively to landside, all their flight connections. We've closed down the aeroplane, got it ready for handover and turnaround, and then debriefed ourselves.
Okay, and I was actually asking these questions to the guys currently on the flight deck.
Yeah.
What's your favorite airport to land at?
My favourite airport to land at is, it's a funny thing actually, I've got several.
Tell us.
The most exciting in terms of the views and managing yourself into the airport has got to be Santiago, really, approaching over the Andes. Lots of high terrain, potential for weather. It's challenging, it's exciting, and it's absolutely stunning landscapes. There's always places like Austin, which is a great fun place to go. It's always exciting going into Austin because you know that it's a good place to bond with the crew, to go out and about and explore the local area, do a little bit of good downtime. Each destination has its own challenges and has its own interests. We going worldwide as we do, Tokyo, Kuala Lumpur on one side, Santiago and San Jose, California on the other side, means that we face a lot of different climatic systems and a lot of different terrain systems that we have to deal with.
Okay, this question combines as two in one. What's your favorite holiday destination? And when you do go on holiday, when you're a passenger, are you still in a pilot mode?
Yeah, I like going to the States and Canada the most. It's where, for me, you can do the most amount of a variety of activities with the least amount of travel hassle, if you like, because we travel all the time, it can be a little bit less fun doing the travelling portion than for people for whom it's new. So I really enjoy the States and Canada. When I'm on the aeroplane as a passenger, I'm absolutely looking, listening, watching all the time, trying to, I suppose it's instinctive to want to know where you are, want to know what the crew in the aeroplane are doing, and also having in the back of your mind the fact that you are a pair of eyes and ears, what we in British Airways call an able-bodied person, somebody who knows the emergency procedures, somebody who knows how to use a door, somebody who can assist by looking out of the window and painting a picture for the crew if you see something going on, both inside or outside the cabin.
And so right now, obviously you're a senior first officer for the 787 fleet. If you could fly any plane at the moment, which one would it be?
With this one.
This one.
I'm very happy where I am. I'm excited about the A350 that's coming in. This leap that we've had in technology with the 787 has really changed the way we operate aircraft. It's changed the efficiency with which we operate. It's changed the service we can give to the customers. So it's a great pleasure to fly it, but it's also a great pleasure to deliver that experience to the customers.
And in a nutshell, can you give us a technical spec of a 787?
Sure, the 787 from a piloting perspective is a step ahead in terms of efficiency. So it burns about 40% less fuel than equivalent legacy aircraft. Our situational awareness in the cockpit is so much better because we've got better displays, we can display more things. A lot of our stuff is electronic and network enabled, so we can data link very easily, talk to the ground, even in remote areas via satellite communication. We've got things like head-up displays that allow us a more safe and accurate landing, even in the most adverse of conditions. From a passenger perspective, the entire back of the aeroplane has effectively had a profound input from psychologists and physiologists. So it is designed to make the passenger experience not just better, but actually deliver them to their destination in a better state of health as well. So everything from the size and shape of the windows, the electronically dimmable windows that you can see here, the in-flight entertainment, the cabin air quality, the cabin pressurization, the cabin conditioning, and especially the way we can temperature control it and humidity control it is far, far better than the previous generation of aircraft. We find that the passengers are getting off much less fatigued, much less dehydrated, and we try and bring them closer to nature. So for example, we don't just turn a bunch of tube lights on when it's time to give them breakfast, we give them a sunrise. And the aircraft can do that. The aircraft lighting system can actually awaken them as if by nature, rather than in a sudden way that a tube light would. So it's a really well thought out aeroplane. Another unique feature of this aeroplane is that our centre washrooms are accessible. So we can actually take the two middle toilets and turn them into one.
Okay.
So it's double the width, double the space, so it's easy to make it more accessible, or indeed if a customer needs assistance from a helper or anything like that, then there's the space to do that. So it's all about trying to give them a better experience on board, but perhaps more importantly, deliver them to their destination in a better state of health.
And the next question, what is the retirement plan for the old fleets, and obviously replacing them with a newer, what is the plan next?
The way that we think of the replacement plan for the fleets is that it's really a continuous process. No sooner have we replaced our legacy platforms than these platforms will also become legacy platforms. So you could think of it in realistic terms as a continuous rolling replacement programs. At the moment, we're focused on 767 and 747 and replacing those airframes. There are so many variables in that, such as the need to keep them in service for reasons of customer demand versus the reliability and efficiency of a older platform. So we have capability sustainment programs in, we have refit programs in to keep the older aircraft more relevant to the modern customer demands, and we also have programs in to maximize the way we use these aircraft efficiently. So we are obviously focused on things like emissions, we're obviously focused on our consumption of things like fossil fuels, but also our consumption of customers' money. Obviously we want to keep the tickets as cheap and competitive as possible. So right now we're going to be looking at replacing the 747s with bigger things. We've increased the size of our 777-300 fleet. We've increased our orders of 787s. They're coming in. They can't come in quickly enough, to be honest. And the A350 is also coming in. So what we're going to try and do with those aircraft is make the operation more efficient, make it more effective, make it more flexible, and give the customer a better experience on board. We recognise the fact that we actually, right now, the demand is such that we need to keep those 76s and 74s running on. They're still very relevant to the modern times. We would like to make efficiencies in terms of presenting an aircraft and a solution that makes our operation more efficient, more responsible, and of course better for the customer.
Are you one of the, I suppose, 787 pilots that gets to go to the Boeing factory to pick up a new plane?
We all get the opportunity to do that. I haven't done it yet. I haven't picked up a new aircraft yet. I'd absolutely love to. The difficulties are that we're all, again, pilot manning and pilot usage has to be at maximum efficiency.
Yeah.
The way we do that is by determining how many hours of duty per month a pilot needs to be doing. If we have too many pilots, the ticket prices go up, clearly.
Yes.
But then that frees us up to do things like the delivery flights. So the chance of doing a delivery flight is very much dependent on whether you've got a gap in that natural rostering process, and we obviously try and maximise efficiency with that rostering process to make sure that we're not passing on extra cost to the customer. Love to do one. I've heard great stories about the delivery flights, about how well Boeing look after us on the delivery flights, and it's obviously a significant thing to be able to do. So
Okay.
yeah, looking forward to that.
Okay, and I guess that's it. We've taken up a lot of your time.
No, that's fine. It's my
Thank
pleasure.
you very much to D-Reg, who is a senior first officer here at British Airways, and we'll be back later. Stay tuned.